Greetings, it's New Zealand naturopath Eric Bakker, author of Candida Crusher and formulator of the CanXida range of products. Thanks for checking out my video. This is going to be another video in the Sibo series, and I'll just read out what we're going to do. Foods to avoid if you have Sibo infection. So we just did a video on foods that you should preferably include, or foods that are good to have with Sibo. So the key ones to avoid are obviously the key foods that are going to create a lot of reactions with your gut. And you know what those key foods are. We shouldn't have to really go into too much detail with this video, but I think the worst possible things you can do with Sibo are the foods that are very high in sugars. All alcohols. There are no safe alcoholic drinks to have with Sibo. And usually if you've got a bad bacterial problem, we're looking at a minimum 3 to 6 months complete cessation of alcohol. And if you've got multiple other issues, we're looking at a 12-month stop of alcohol. It might seem a little bit harsh, but it's the best way forward for you. Most commercial breads are not a good idea. Cookies and cakes, biscuits, loaves, slices, all these sorts of things, they need to be avoided. Any kind of sweet foods, soda drinks, lots of different beverages have sugar in them, and this is a big trap for people going for different kinds of fruit juices. Even cranberry juice that some women drink for urinary tract infection can contain loads of sugar. So be wary of sugar. What about stevia and xylitol? Well, probably not a good idea if you've got this problem. You're going to find that if you avoid these refined carbohydrates and also sweeter kind of foods, that your taste buds will change. That certain foods now which you don't find very sweet will become very sweet. So that doesn't take long. That only takes usually about 4 to 6 weeks to occur. I find a lot of people really improve their sense of smell and taste when they take a lot of these foods out of their diet. And all of a sudden they don't need a lot of sauces anymore, which are loaded with sugar. Ketchup and chili sauce and shrimp sauce and oyster sauce and hoisin sauce and all of these Asian sauces in particular are loaded with sugar. So you'll be surprised how much sugar gets into your diet through different kinds of foods and drinks and sauces and condiments and things like that. So those are key foods that you really want to avoid. Be cautious about eating out. Even sushi rolls contain caster sugar in them. A lot of people don't know that. But when they cook the rice, the sticky rice, they'll put sugar through that. Why do you think you're so attracted to sushi? So watch out. Eating out can be a real trap. Takeaway places, even healthy takeaway places can be a trap. That's why you're better off really eating at home for a period of time. The worse the gut, the more caution to the diet. Okay, that's a golden rule. And the more you need to really cut down on most foods and minimize your diet. As the gut and the bowel function improves, you can loosen up a little bit and start experimenting more and more with foods. Another key point is that the foods you tend to love the most can be the ones that can give you the most potential for aggravation. All right? The foods that you like the least are the ones you need to eat the most of, because those are the ones that give you the least likely potential for aggravation. Sounds crappy, doesn't it? But that's just how it is in life, all right? So you've got a pretty good idea now on what to avoid, and most of it is common sense. All right? You don't need to be Albert Einstein to work out what's crap food and what's good food. So try and use a grain of common sense, and you'll find it'll work for you. Thanks for tuning in. Click on the link below. I'll give you a free report, free Candida report, which I think you're going to really like. And please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thanks for tuning in.